Hello, this is the Timeless Tarot, and today's reading is looking at the masculine energies for the month ahead. It will last for the next 4 to 6 weeks. I have put out a spread. Let's go straight to the bottom of the deck, and we've got the Star. Now, just to tell you, the Star did fall out as I was shuffling, so I'm pleased to see the Star has reappeared so quickly. The Star talks about your wishes coming true. This is getting what you wanted. This is finding happiness after upset. This is achieving what you want to achieve, finding a job that you want. It could be any of these things. It talks about your wishes coming true. It's a big card. So this is a really auspicious start to the reading. It's also the card of Aquarius. Well, underneath the Star now we have the Fool. The Fool is striking out on your own, taking a leap of faith and doing things your own way. So combined with the Star, maybe you've wanted to have a period of time where you are starting again, perhaps. The Fool doesn't have any cares or worries, and the Star is having your wishes come true. So maybe some cares and worries, some burdens from the past have been lifted off you, perhaps. Any cares and worries have gone. Just going to take another one. King of Swords. Maybe you've cut yourself off from something in order to have a brand new start, which in turn is going to bring you what you want, perhaps. The King of Swords is Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Can be a lawyer. Clear thinking, masculine, which is great. I have to say, we've got a lot of masculine cards out for this reading, which is what we want. So let's get on with it. I think we'll leave those three there for now and come back to them perhaps. Right, at the centre of the reading, we have the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is gaining enlightenment by being hung upside down. He's getting a different view of the world and gaining a different perspective on things. What is crossing the Hanged Man is the Knight of Cups. This is the knight who wants to offer love. So, offering your love to somebody is preventing you from seeing things the right way around. That's one way of looking at it. Or perhaps you can't offer your cup of love because it's in the crossing position until you've got a better perspective. Feels like there's something that you need to be working out on your own. I'm just going to pause that one for now. The Hanged Man and the Fool, they're not the same energy, but the Fool could be one step on from the Hanged Man, if you like. So trying to view things the other way around is going to lead you into taking a leap of faith and doing something new for yourself, possibly. So it feels a bit like you're at the start of a new adventure or a new journey. Maybe that adventure or journey is to do with love. If it is, you're not quite ready for it yet because you're still in this Hanged Man position. So if there is a cup of love you want to offer, I think you've got a little bit of thinking to do before you're able to do that. It almost feels like you're off on a quest, is what I want to say. What I'm seeing is in medieval times, if a knight wanted to offer his cup of love to a maiden, he might have to go off on a quest first and complete some sort of trial, travel to a distant land and bring her something she hasn't seen before. It feels a little bit like you're being tested before you can actually offer your cup of love. Maybe you're wanting to date a feminine who is a real challenge for you. Maybe you've set your sights on the feminine of your dreams and she has sent you off on a quest. She wants you to prove yourself first. Maybe. So there's something to do with love. There's something to do with an adventure, looking at things a new way round, having your wishes come true and being clear and decisive about offering your cup of love to someone. So an interesting start. On the face of things, we have the Eight of Swords. This is the card of feeling stuck. So what's clear to everybody is that you are being held in position. Well, we know that already because we've got the Hanged Man at the centre. These are both cards of being stuck. Where the Hanged Man is gaining enlightenment, The Eight of Swords is just not being able to see your way clearly forward. So this period of enlightenment is really, really valuable, particularly if currently you don't know how to progress things forward. What you will need to do is then allow yourself a period of time to contemplate things properly. So the Eight of Swords is the card of being stuck. The truth of the matter is, though, it's not exactly being stuck, it's feeling stuck. The symbolism in the Eight of Swords is somebody who's encased by 8 swords, but there is a gap and they can walk through, but they can't see the gap. They're blindfolded. So it feels like you are stuck, and it probably feels like you're not making any progress, but actually, whilst you are stuck, you are gaining some sort of enlightenment, which is going to help you on your quest. The Eight of Swords is how it's appearing to everybody. Everybody can see that you're on pause. They probably don't know why, but they can see that you're paused at the moment. In the underneath position, what is hidden or not clear is that we have the Seven of Swords. There is a secret. This could be a secret affair. We have the Sun, which is the happiest card in the deck, and we have the Knave of Wands, which is a good news message. The Knaves are always messages, and this one is particularly of good news. So perhaps you have been in some sort of secret liaison that could, should, or would be making you happy, and you are going to have some good news about it. I wonder what that means then. If this is in the hidden position, and it's not something other people know about, I wonder if it has stalled. Sometimes I read the Seven of Swords as a 2 and a 5, in which case that is choosing a battle. Perhaps this secret situation, even though it could, should, or would be making you happy, you've had to keep it hidden, and it's been a battle maybe to keep it hidden, or perhaps you had to keep it hidden because it was causing problems, or it could cause problems. It's not that clear, to be honest, because these two cards are positive, and this card here is one of secrets and lies. So I'm not entirely sure what this as a trio is trying to tell us. And it's in the hidden position. Unless what it's trying to say is that you're going to receive some good news on a secret situation. And maybe that is why you've been stuck, because it was secret and you weren't able to progress it. And then that is what you've been upside down trying to work out how to do that, because you can't offer your cup of love. This is starting to feel like a story now, that you actually can't bring it about because it still needs to be secret. And I wonder if the good news is that that is going to change. This is good news. Perhaps you are either cutting yourself off from the secret itself and therefore making it public, or you're cutting yourself off from the person you were in a secret liaison with and finding somebody else. Because your wishes are coming true this month. You're off on an adventure or a quest. You're finding enlightenment in order to be able to offer your cup of love. But you're stuck because there has been a secret situation, and that's caused you to be stuck. You've not been able to make progress whilst there has been somebody secret on your mind. The weird thing is, there are no feminine cards here. So are you actually in a relationship or not? Because I wonder if the fact that we've got the Sun and the Page of Wands here together with the Seven of Swords, I wonder if what it's saying is this secret situation that could have brought you joy and happiness is still secret, or you are no longer in this secret situation, and perhaps now you have an idea of trying to find some joy and happiness, either away from the secret situation, or you're going to address an issue to do with the secret situation in order to make it public and or happy. I'm not too sure. So it's a little bit complicated. You feel like you want to offer your cup of love to somebody, but that doesn't feel like you can do that yet. The Sun is being hidden. You can't find much joy in this situation anymore. You've been waiting, I think, for some communication. It hasn't come. This is hidden. So in the past position, you didn't have what you wanted. What was on offer you didn't like at all. So there was nobody who could interest you. or what you had you didn't want. So if you could only have a secret situation, that wasn't making for a comfortable way of living. And that's why it's been kept secret. There's something about this, I'm going to call it a relationship. There was something about this relationship that could not be public, and you were not interested in anybody else. In the future, we've got the Three of Cups. This is the card of joy and happiness. So you're going from not being at all happy to being very happy. But what is happening in between? That is finding some enlightenment and being able to legitimately offer your cup of love. So I wonder if you're finding somebody new, because don't forget, you're cutting yourself off from something and you're going off on an adventure to have your wishes come true. I suppose if you're still wishing to find happiness with a situation you had in the past, that could be coming true, because we've gone from unhappy in the past to happy in the future. So it's either that you're going to find a way forward with the secret situation that is going to make you happy, or you're going to cut yourself off from the secret situation, go off on a new quest, find somebody else, and in turn that is going to make you happy. So it's not hugely clear, but let's continue. In the personal position, we have the Ten of Cups. This is the card of happy ever after. This is the happy family card. So in a personal way, maybe you weren't able to take it forward because you had to focus on your family. Perhaps that's a possibility, but I'm not sure. Let's get a clarifier for the Ten of Cups. Ooh, yeah, this is a love story. This isn't just about going off on a quest. This is about finding the love of your life and turning the love of your life into the happy ever after, complete with a family, or trying to integrate the love of your life with your family. The Lovers is also a choice. Can talk about soulmates. In a personal way, you want to choose love. Or actually, it feels like love has chosen you. Ooh, well, that's interesting. So if love has chosen you, well, the Lovers is an angel. So you're being guided. I wonder if you can follow the guidance then. You know, these two cards really are at odds with one another, because you can't offer your cup of love, and yet you found your love is what it feels like, but you can't offer your cup of love. You've been thinking about it a lot. How to bring this connection forward. How to bring it forward and get yourself into a position where you're actually happy. Well, that's definitely happening this month. You are definitely moving from not getting what you want to finding joy and happiness and having your wishes come true. So, sometimes as well, the star can be about healing. So if you've not been very well, or you've had some sort of injury that maybe you've been really hoping and praying for healing to take place, then that is also happening in the next 4 to 6 weeks. In the home position, we have death, big change at home. We've had this a lot, I think, in the masculine's home position. There is a change. Heads are rolling here in this death card. You reap what you sow is a phrase that's coming to mind. Death is an inevitable change. So whatever it is that you've been pondering, whatever sort of situation you've not been able to move forward, that is changing, because death is it's an inevitable change. It is coming. You don't have to do anything about it. You're going off on your quest, and that in turn is making things change at home. In the hopes and fears position, we have the Six of Coins. This is the card of shared energy. This is the card of reciprocity. You are hoping that your feminine feels the same way. And yeah, we've had this a lot. This card with the letter. Honestly, this comes out nearly every time I do a masculine reading. I wonder if actually what you're doing is you're trying to work out what to say in a letter yourself, perhaps. Now, I'm talking about a letter here, and it does seem perhaps a little bit unusual, but there is an exchange. There is an exchange. There's two hands on this letter. It feels like you put all your hope into a letter. Now, I don't know if that's a letter you want to receive or a letter you want to send. So let's get a clarifier. Actually, I'll just take that one. Justice. This is another card of balance. These are both cards of balance. You really want to know how the other person feels. you could be interacting with a Libra. If the secret situation only worked for one of you and the other person had to retreat and then you've been in separation since then there's going to be an exchange of ideas or something like that. Some sort of exchange of communication, I think. If neither of you wanted it to be secret and you couldn't work out how to be happy in the connection, then I think perhaps you're working that out and trying to find a way in order to make a genuine offer going forward. So it's hoping that your person feels the same as you, as opposed to fearing you're becoming unbalanced, perhaps. This whole thing is suddenly starting to feel very tiring, like this has been a bit of a monumental effort. But don't forget, right at the start, we started with the star, wishes coming true. So if wishes are coming true and they're hoping for a reconnection with somebody from your past, with a balanced energy, with somebody who feels the same as you, then that is a wish that's coming true. Because at the outcome, we have the Emperor. This is the epitome of masculinity. This is the man in charge. We also have the Chariot. This is the card of getting ready. And with that as well, we have the King of Cups. So we have two very strongly masculine cards at the outcome, plus the card of nearly ready to move things forward. So if you are a proud masculine and you were not sure of your feelings towards a feminine and you were in some sort of secret situation, I feel like you are getting ready to make a change here. You are getting ready to talk about love, I think. Wow. Generally, I say the King of Cups is the masculine who doesn't know how he feels, but definitely not the case with the Emperor. And so what I believe this is saying is that it could be that you're a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio or an Aries. But I think what it's actually saying is that if it was pride that was holding you back before, or if you were not sure of how you felt, then something is working with you in order to make those changes. Because don't forget, at the start, we have you going on a quest to get your happy ever after. So it's looking very, very positive. I'm not really sure on what the difficulty's been, but there has been some situation that has been secret. That situation, I feel, is getting ready to move forward, because I feel like you are ready to offer the cup of love, because you have worked out how you feel. If pride was stopping you in the past, it is not going to be stopping you in the future. You have something to offer now. So you're gaining some enlightenment in order to cut something away, in order to have a brand new start, so that you can reach out and have your wishes come true. Well, we've got a lot going on in this reading. Don't forget, we also had the Lovers and the Ten of Cups. This feels like a love reading, and it feels like it's something to do with somebody perhaps you could not have. There is something to do with a letter. I know I say this very often during these masculine readings, and there is huge potential to be very happy going forward. But I think this mostly is hinging on the fact that you either have now worked out what to do, or you are still trying to find the enlightenment so that you can make the changes you need to get your life into the happy ever after that you want. Well, I really hope you managed to do that, and I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like and subscribe so that I can read your energy more easily, which will help me to do more accurate readings for you and your situation in the future. And if you would like a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. But until next time, this has been the Timeless Tarot. Goodbye.